to Nicole's Needlework. Today is Wednesday, July 22nd, and it's right around 11:30 a.m. I am taking a lunch today. I'm still working from home, so I decided to take a lunch and do a quick video. My husband is working in Charlotte, so I thought this would be a good time. He's been home a lot of weekends before. He'd be like playing golf or something, so I could do a video then, but I don't know, I find it hard to do a video when he's home. It's silly. And now my oldest son is home, so I have less space. My craft room is gone. My youngest son is in there now, and my oldest son is back in his old room. So, and then with doing the flooring and renovations and everything, it's just been hard to find the time and privacy to do a video. So anyway, this is a podcast about stitching and knitting, and I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry at Nicole's Needlework. And show notes can be found on my blog at nicolesneedlework.com, and I'll put a link below and a little pop-up. So I do have a little bit to share. I've kind of been all over the place, and I've got Ginger here. I know a lot of you missed Ginger last time. She was in the other room sleeping, so back in my old spot, so Ginger can hang out here. Okay, so the last time I did a video was June 20th, and I was working on my MLK sampler. The time is always right to do what is right, and I got it finished. So I'm so happy with how this turned out. It's really, really pretty. This was a charity chart. It was 50 cents, and basically she asked that you just donate to a charity of your choice. And this is Stone Street Stitchworks. It's still on her Etsy shop, but it's no longer discounted. It's, I believe, $7. But I did a conversion to Weeks Dye Works, and it is baked apple, flat fish, and then the white is parchment, and the darker brown is swamp water. And I will post those on my blog. But a lot of fun stitching that. So another design I'd like to stitch kind of along the same lines, it's also a Martin Luther King Jr. quote, and it is, "I have decided to stick with love." It's by Hello from Liz Matthews. This was also a charity chart she had on her Etsy site. It's no longer on there, I just checked yesterday. But I really like this one, and the rest of the quote is something like, because hate is too great a burden to bear, which I feel, you know, is so true. So anyway, so definitely a future start, and I really, really love how this turned out and want to get it framed. Ginger. Okay, so after that, I was just kind of all over the place. I worked on that for about a week, and then I decided to start. I try to keep everything organized in here. Did I mention I'm on my lunch break? So I've got about 45 minutes. We're so silly. I decided to start Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. And I am stitching it on 36 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. And I'm using all the called for cotton threads. Ginger's sneaking away because I have some yarn she's trying to get. She can smell it. Ginger, lay down. But yeah, I love this, and a few people have finished it on Instagram lately. It's so pretty. Love the happy flowers and the bright colors and everything. So that's one I really want to get back to. So I worked on Oh Joyous Day for about a week, and then I was kind of all over the place. And I got back out and Tong Uffendell, My Hands Across the Sea, and I'm doing it on 40 Count Creme Brulee by R&R. And I basically finished filling in this section right there, and then started on the basket, filling in the basket, and it's all different squares. But love this, and another one I really need to get back to and concentrate on. And I'm using all the Soie d'Alger, the Avera Soie. Pretty, pretty. That was my start on Christmas Day last year. And then after Anne, I decided to start a couple things. So I decided to start Lucy Snushel, or Snushel, 1847 by Samplers Remembered. It's a really pretty sampler. And I've had the threads pulled for a while, and I decided to go with the Called for Linen, which is 40 count vintage pecan butter. And I'm just working on the border there. I love that border. I love the little hearts. They're so sweet. It's really pretty. I like that it's not so big. And then I decided to start Brenda Gervais, Token of Love, with that needle and thread. And I'm just doing it on the 28 count Lugana, 1/1. And that's all I have. And so I think Farm Girl, Michelle, Farm Girl, switched her colors because the dark was light and the light was dark, and mine was the same way. So I switched my bluey greens around too. So I'm using the darker one where the light color is and the lighter one where the dark is. So I decided to go up to Charlotte a couple weeks ago. I took a day off work and went up there. We ended up ordering furniture from there, couches, a couch, a love seat, and a chair. And I really wanted to just try it out. We had already ordered it, but we could possibly cancel it, but I really wanted to make sure it was going to be okay. And I wanted to get a couple other things. So I went up to the IKEA in Charlotte, and was able to sit on the furniture. It's very comfortable, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be okay. I got the Ektorp, which has slip covers, which will be so nice. I can wash them and change them out different colors if I want in the future. And that will be here on Friday, so I'm really excited. So anyway, of course I had to stop at Stitch and Frame, and I basically just got a few pieces of linen and a couple charts. I got the last two Anniversaries of the Heart charts that I was needing. So this is the 10th one and this is the 11th one. And then, so I did find a couple pieces of Lakeside. They had, they didn't have a lot, but I found a piece of 36 count vintage exemplar. And I decided to start Ann Thomas, aka Walter, using the 36 count that I found. And so I don't have a lot done, just a little bit. is so much fun though. I'm loving it. And I'm using all the called for silk threads. Again, the Vera Soie d'Alger. It calls for a lot of threads, and it's not a huge chart, but very detailed. And I love the Vera Soie on the 36 count. It just really is so smooth that I think from now on, that's what I'm gonna do, because it is really nice. Because it is kind of a thicker thread. So it's really, really nice on that 36 count. But yeah, I'm really loving this. So I know Laura, Miss Serial Starter, was having some issues with the chart, and I'll just show it real quick. I basically made a photocopy and put it on a magnet board so I could keep better track, and I can highlight it if I want to, but so far just having the magnets on there has helped. So that's an idea for you, Laura. But yeah, loving that. That's been a lot of fun. So then I kind of was all over the place again, and I worked on a couple widths, but not a lot, just a few stitches in each of them. So I worked on Manor at Quaker Hill just a tiny bit. I worked on up here because I saw Reese's Stitching with Reese. Check her out on YouTube if you haven't yet. She showed this in her latest video. So basically I just worked on this flower and this leaf right here. Not a lot. And this is 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. So, and I'm just using all the called for threads. Another one to get back to. Add it to the huge list. Another one, just a tiny, tiny bit I worked on, but I love this and really would like to concentrate on this one day. And this is Ragamuffin number 2, a Quaker sampler by Shakespeare's Peddler, aka Kitten Stitcher. My friend Faye Rigsby finished this. It's so beautiful. So basically, I really didn't stitch much on this at all. I worked on this little border, just a little bit right here. That's it. And this is 40 count vintage light exemplar. And I'm using all the called for silk threads. So there's a Vera Soie, Soie d'Alger, needlepoint ink, and Gloriana in there. Another one, just a tiny bit, Mary Bars by Stacy Nash. Another one I love to concentrate and get finished. That's the antique. And this one is also on Creme Brulee, 40 count. And all I did was work on some of that grass down there, filling in around those sheep. So cute. Oreo's outside meowing. She was in here, but her and Ginger started swatting at each other. And this is all Weeks Dye Works cotton threads. And then just a tiny bit on Consider the Lilies. I basically just worked on this urn right here a little bit. Right here. This is the 40 count Dusty Road by Seraphim. Hand-dyed fabrics by Lori. If you're looking for this, I believe Fire Poppies has more in stock. Or they did last time I checked. And I'm using all the cotton threads. Whoops. So then I got just a little bit of stash in the mail. I got this, Mary Carter, 1712 from Hands Across the Sea. This is the 2020 Queen of the May sampler. I got this from Kitten Stitcher. I also ordered the silks, the 103 silks from Hoop and Frame, which I think might be here today or tomorrow. And I have some 46 count linen that I think I'm gonna do it on, because that's what they did theirs on. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, which I think will be fun. I'm gonna put it on scroll frame, because I have so many of them that are not being used. So I'm gonna put it on scroll frame, and I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So the other thing I got was I signed up for the Country Samplers summer. It's for their stitch camp they do every year. Well, they had to cancel it, but they did offer the kit to people who weren't in the class also. So I signed up for that, and it was mailed, and I decided to go ahead and start it right away. And it's the Mary Argent sampler. It's really pretty. And there is the antique, and then there's a little bit of what they've stitched. And it came with 36 count straw by Weeks Dye Works, and I decided to switch it out and use the 40 count vintage exemplar. This is what I was going to use for Ann Thomas before switching to the 36. And I basically got all the border done, which I had to almost rip out the entire thing. I was so upset. It didn't match up. And not the entire thing. Well, I didn't have to rip out this side. But thankfully I had more of that green thread, and I'm back on track now. This is gonna be so pretty. And it calls for all Weeks Dye Works. So I think it's gonna be really pretty on this linen. So glad to be back on track with that. That's it for stitching. I do have a couple knitting projects to share. I did finish my, I'm sure it's the right way, nope, my Hohi Locatelli Puhui shawl. This is so long. That's why these rows at the end were taking forever. But it really turned out pretty. And this is Malabrigo Machida Natural, and then Madeline Tosh Merino Light Celadon, and Tosh Merino Light Undergrowth. But it turned out really pretty. And if you're wanting to learn lace or try a lace shawl, this is a good beginner, because this pattern is not hard to memorize. So this is basically how I'd wear it. Not anytime soon, because it's really, really hot here in South Carolina right now. But yeah, I'm so glad that's done. And before I lost my craft room, I went ahead and blocked it, because I can shut the door and the cats can't get in there. And then I also blocked another shawl I'd finished last year, and this is the Alexandra shawl by D. O'Keefe. And this is a much harder lace shawl, but a lot of fun. And I use 2 different dye lots of the Madeline Tosh Merino Light Dr. Zhivago Sky. So that's what they suggested for this pattern. If you had yarn that was 2 different dye lots, you could use it on the border, which was perfect. And this, I just kind of wear like this. Really, really pretty. So glad I finally got that blocked. I don't think I have any more shawls that need to be, I have one that needs to be cleaned. I spilled coffee on it. But other than that, I finally got caught up with blocking. And then I decided to start Helen Stewart's Stillness shawl. And this is a mystery knit along. So if you are knitting this and don't want, like, if you're not caught up, you don't want the surprise spoiled, then look away now, and I'll tell you when you can look again. So I saw on Instagram Becky, Socks for Mom, started this shawl, and because I had thought about starting it, but I wasn't sure about what colors I wanted to use, and when I saw her start, I went stash diving, found some yarn, and downloaded the pattern and started right away. It's really pretty. Okay, so look away if you have not. Okay, so look away if you have not got caught up yet. So I'm on part 4 right now. I'm running behind, but I need to get back to it. Ginger, she was being so silly today. So this is all part 1, and then part 2, and then this is part 3, and then I just started part 4. So basically, this is like a half circle shawl, and you increase every so often instead of like every row to make it bigger. So I just doubled my stitches here. So I've got like 500 and some stitches on the needle now, so it's gotten big. Stay there. But the yarn I'm using is Madeline Tosh Merino Light, and Elizabeth Taylor, which is a pretty kind of orchid color, pinky purple. Love this. And then Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles in Daydream, which is it's like a lavender with some speckles of pink and kind of like a neon yellow and black. So really cute. And then this is, I thought it was Madeline Tosh Merino Light Composition Book Gray, but I think it is Malabrigo Machita in the Plomo colorway. They're both very similar. They're both kind of a purpley gray color. So anyway, loving this. Need to get back to it. It's been a lot of fun to knit. So. And you can look again. If you were looking away this whole time, you can look again. Okay, so I think that is it. It may be another month or so until I can do another video. We are getting carpet installed upstairs and then getting our kitchen cabinets painted. Probably going to be painting up here, so it's just going to be a lot going on for a while. So I'm not sure exactly when I'll be able to do a video again. But in the meantime, I hope you guys are doing well and stay safe and take care.